So, looking back, do you regret moving to America?
I do not. I do not. Again, it's a land of opportunity, and I don't think we'd have this kind of opportunity back home. Even though we might still be teachers, and actually, my wife is still a teacher, and I was a teacher here too. But there are more things that you can do here. Um, Again, opportunities, and more things also that the kids can do. Um, but no, I don't regret coming back to the U.S.
Hmm. Do you miss living in the Philippines?
I, of course, I just said I don't regret, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do miss the Philippines. Living there day to day, not sure. You know, when you have to, because I don't like cockroaches. Um, I mean, I lived with them. Um, but now I'm thinking, I don't think I'd want that anymore. I would love to, go back and visit. That I'd love to do, okay? Because you're treated like, royalty. Um, so, so living in the Philippines and going to work every day, I
Uh,
don't know. Fighting the traffic. That's one thing I do appreciate. Having gone back to the Philippines to teach, I learned how to drive stick shift. Yeah. And guess what? When I went back to the Philippines for a visit, I forgot. Just like that.
so you haven't revisited the Philippines after you came here permanently?
Actually, I did. So we came back in 96,
Mm-hmm.
or we came out in 96. We went back in '01, so 5 years later. And then 4 years after that in '05. And then 3 years after that in '08. '08 was the last time we were home. So it's been 5 years. So we're itching to go back, but, no money.
Yeah, isn't it always the problem? Do you feel I mean, I know I've asked this, but do you ever feel homesick, and how do you cope with it? Like, do you ever? You said that you wish to revisit, but do you ever have something there you miss?
Well, I miss just being there. I know it's hot and humid all the time, or it's either that or just raining. But just being there, the sights, the sounds, the smells. Yeah, I do miss that. Just again, just being there, um, the people. Um, I don't know about the idiosyncrasies and stuff like that. That can never mind. But just the culture,
Just
just
the
being
culture.
there. Yeah,
Mm.
and so the times that we've gone back, the 3 times, what I've really enjoyed is just going to the mall, not your high end mall, but just your I don't know if they call it the
Set,
like a
shop.
C kind of mall. Because they have like they have like classifications A B C D E or something like that.
Mm.
And A is like you're super rich people,
Oh, I think I heard
that
that.
type, and
Yeah.
this mall is more like C. Yeah, I like that. You know, um, and so that's the stuff I like to do. Just be with the people.
Mm. So, I know you wanted to say something very intriguing. So I'll ask this: What are some good memories you had in here?
Okay. Good memories. I can think of like in college. Um, I think it's my sophomore year in college. Um, Thanksgiving. Lonely time for me. Okay. Because, well, I don't have the money to come back here to San Francisco. All right. I'm out in Indiana. So, actually, my freshman year, I think I stayed with my host family, a lovely family, um, Auntie Norma and Uncle Ed, who has passed.
Uh,
Uh, but they were just really wonderful people, the traders. Um, my sophomore year, I was invited to Thanksgiving dinner from a dorm mate, um, and I mean the family just took me in. They were really nice, and that's what I really it opened my eyes. Those 2 years, my first 2 years here, really. Um, to how nice people are over here, how welcoming they are, and I suppose you could say that about the Filipinos too. Um, and But it it was heartwarming to be taken in, um, and I will always remember that. Now in Colorado, I spent a year working with senior citizens and living with again 5 other people, and we were a community, and we tried to live simply. So anyway, in Colorado, my job at the senior center was, I believe, a recreation assistant or something like that. Um, One day I was looking through my job description, and so at the bottom it said staff, and I go, okay, here we go, and I knew, we had Mindy, who's Caucasian. I'm gonna forget names here. Anyway, we had one African American, we had one Latina, and then at the bottom it said one Korean. I'm like, well, I guess that's me. I'll be Korean for a year. I didn't know what I was. I mean, technically, I'm Chinese by blood. I grew up in the Philippines, so that makes me more Filipino. But in Colorado, I'm Korean. So anyway, the best part was this. One day, my boss over there at the senior center, she has a bunch of people, and she goes, and this is Mike. He speaks the Asian language. I'm like, what?
Well,
What's the Asian language? Which of the 800 do you want me to speak?
so you never clarified to them about it?
Oh, I guess not. I believe they put down Korean because in Colorado, I think in Fort Collins, up north, I think, from Colorado Springs, there is, a base there and a lot of Koreans there, or something. Anyway, I was Korean for a year. Let it be known.
Oh man. So after this entire incident, did you ever even told anybody about you in your group? Like, did they even expect you to talk in another language?
You mean at the senior center?
Yeah.
I suppose I told her and figured out, to the point that I went to visit an elderly Filipina, and I think this would be a good time also to say this. I realized, or she pointed out, in a sense, in a nice way, that I wasn't exactly as Filipino as I should be, because here I was, calling her Luz, and she was actually a little hurt by that. And that I didn't say, either Tita Luz or, and because even though I was growing up in the Philippines, or that I grew up in the Philippines, I was westernized. My parents, my mom was born here in San Francisco. My and my dad's family was basically westernized, and my dad went to Notre Dame. His dad went to Notre Dame. So I didn't grow up speaking Tagalog. So it was just English for me. And of all places, in Colorado Springs, I'm schooled, right there. Tita Luz was, very nice about it, but when I saw her hurt feelings and her face, I go, wow, what did I do? But another thing about Colorado Springs. Well, in Colorado, again, I live with 5 other people, and although we tried to eat, usual stuff, sort of, they're vegetarians. Try to live simple. I really didn't have an honest to goodness Chinese, meal. So much so that I think it was like 5 months without real Chinese food, and I'm putting like real right now, because when I went to a mall and had Chinese food, I was so happy. And this is, mall food, okay? Chinese food in the mall. Yeah, I was craving it. Yeah.
So this will be one of I've just gotta say this. Looking back at everything that has happened, did you do you have anything you think you would redo? Like, would you do anything differently?
Would I do anything differently?
Like, I mean, you moved here, you did not know what the taxes were, and at least when people thought you were Korean, you didn't know what to do, or at least you hid it. I mean, would you have done anything of those sort differently? Like, would you have basically not spent that money for your T-shirt, or I mean, anything? Do you have anything you would have considered that you have retaken?
I don't know if I would reconsider anything that I did. Um, to me, everything was just experience, and everything is, and it's a. I think it's really to me a godsend. Whatever's been happening in my life. Now there have been many other moments that I'm not sharing. Sorry,
Oh, man,
that
that's
were
good.
more because
fine.
they were embarrassing.
Okay, I understand that too.
Okay, so but I am truly thankful for all that's happened here. I mean, frankly, this is the first time I'm going to say this, but frankly, maybe I'm even thankful for the time that I was called chink by this African American. To me at that time, it was like, oh, who cares, you know? And I don't know if I would feel that now, 'cause it seems like most everybody's, hypersensitive at this time. But I don't know if if that guy really meant anything, meant to degrade me or anything. I don't think so. So,
He had that concept of basically social class difference, like I mean, racial class difference.
well, I guess he didn't really bother to be more friendly, to ask me my name. It was just for a pickup basketball game. But
What can you do?
yeah. I mean, I look back at it now and I think, that's okay, and I hope he's grown up with a little more respect also for others. But those were the 80s, and I guess it was okay to say it, and that's why it was okay with me. So, but even stuff like that, I take everything as helping me to become a better person all the time, and graces from God.
So let's end this out. Do you have anything else to say for the viewers here? Any last word of advice, maybe? I mean, you moved here twice. You've had two different experiences. So you want anything with a bang?
I don't know if it's with a bang, but just be who you are, or if you can be somebody better with God's help, why not, right? Take everything as it comes. Live, love, laugh. Just be a great person. No matter what your background, take in everybody. Um, People took me and showed me, what a great world this is. No matter what race, we can always join hands and say, hey, we're all in it together. We're all God's children.